Welcome, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Timeless Work, Career, Vocation reading. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Pisces Moon, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive. President of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. 24 and a half years of service at the time of this timeless recording. I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There is a link in the description box, and you can read quite a bit of what I've gathered along the way, not just in that 24 and a half years, but since the 80s. I got my first New Age job at a crystal store in Porter Square, Massachusetts, 1980. I don't remember. Yeah, so go check it out if you want to preview it for free. Link in the description box on Kindle, because I'm also a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle. Maybe you've heard of it. Lovely members only subscription platform. Love being a creator over there. Get to do all sorts of stuff as a mystical artist. I live stream there every day with an unlisted YouTube live stream link, so my patrons, my subscribers can chat with me. We talk about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, a little prayer, a little blessing, and we're off on our way. It's my favorite way to start the day. I dig it so much. All of my subscribers get to do that, as well as they all get all of the extended readings. Yep, part 1 on YouTube. There's a part 2 on Vimeo on demand. Vimeo.com is a magnificent, wonderful thing. I actually really love the company. But all of my subscribers, all levels, get access to the part 2s, the extendeds. And as of late, we have been doing quite a number of recorded Zoom sessions there, so we can see each other. It's great. We record it. It's exclusive, so the patrons, if they want to come to the tarot party or the class or the workshop or the hangout or whatever we're doing, they can't make it, they can watch it back. Coolest thing ever. Highly recommend it. If you're an artist, look into it for yourself. But I'll tell you, if you're curious, just see what I'm offering. It's going to be a year as of tomorrow at the time of this recording that I've been on Patreon, and I'm so freaking happy about it. So go check it out, because, you know, if you want a deeper experience of magic, miracles, mysticism, and Mal, come Patreon on Patreon. I'm the Angelo Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, and my Pisces just call me Mal. Hey. Yeah, it's true. 1 year on Patreon. So happy, so thrilled. Best career move I ever made. But let's get down to the read at hand, shall we? Work, career, vocation read. If you're new to the channel, it's really a 3-level of power read. There's a link in the description box to a video here on YouTube about the 3 levels of power by Carolyn Myss, MYSS. She's a PhD. These are her archetype cards, right? A set of archetypal lenses that you can look at all different aspects of life and stuff and understand it from a more symbolic, and therefore giving you more power and leverage in, so to speak, the alchemical language of it all. So your life purpose, work, career, vocation, your survival intuition, your creative intuition, your visionary intuition, what you do to survive, your passion, your hunger, your thirst, and your life calling. There are chakras involved. I'll explain it as I go. Let's see what comes out of my mouth. I just did an amazing, like 10-15 minute prayer meditation, Ho'oponopono, Wim Hof, Wim Ho, whatever you want to call it. Amazing. Every cell in my body lit up right before I got on camera. So let's have fun with this if we can. It is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because my moon sign definitely tends to lean more towards my vocation, where my Virgo sun, I was born on a full moon, which tends to lead more towards the work, right? The physical world, the internal world, and the mystical world. We'll talk about it, because here's the tea. The more of us that can fulfill our divine plan, our sacred contracts, if you will, work, career, vocation, we're shifting to more golden timelines from lead, right? That's where not just transforming our own lives, our own work, career, vocations, and fulfilling our own individual purposes, it affects everybody around us, and in the quantum unity of it all, moves us all to a more golden timeline, even for planet Earth. See what I'm saying? It's a lot. We do have power. We just didn't know it. Yeah, but we're Pisces, so we felt it, right? So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and I will do my best to fulfill my role in the grand, ineffable plan, better than anything we can imagine or succeed or conceive, to fulfill my sacred contracts, my soul contracts, in service to my fishy family. Please take a nice deep breath. And these can be really fun. Maybe. Still a point. And yes, it's about money too. That's why I don't call them money reads. Because that's just a part. Still point. And I have those lovely ocean wave sounds playing in the background. I do it every reading now, but it was really for Pisces. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, maybe even giving this reading, I have no idea, please. I need 3 of these pantheons of the divine for the Pisces collective in their work, career, vocation, the archetypes in the 8th chakra for the 3 levels of power hovering over their head, sending down the programs, the codes, shifting the electromagnetics of all the other chakras, what they attract, what they repel, inside, outside, upside down. So what do they got for their work? First level of power, the literal world, the physical world, lower 3 chakra dominant, but what's the 8th chakra affecting that? That they can alchemize from shadow to light, paint to gold, shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace. How about in their career, dominant 8th chakra archetype for their 2nd level of power, the personal level of power, creative intuition, heart, third eye, crown chakra dominant. What's going on up there? Boom. And for their vocation, 8th chakra dominant, their life calling, visionary intuition, mystical power, because spiritual power happens in the 2nd lane with the crown chakra. We're talking about the ancestors and the angels and the archetypes. Oh my, please, their higher selves hanging out, spilling the tea left, right, and center. What do you got for them in the 8th chakra dominant, 8th chakra for their vocation? Now we lay them out 1, 2, 3. We read them 3, 2, 1, because even though we're building it from the physical world up to the mystical, we're reading it from the mystical down to the spiritual. And okay, these are in the title. Let's see how brave you are. Okay. Wow. Okay, so essentially Pisceans, we're the companion. It's not that we are this. We have these archetypes, but to put the name of the contract is called a companion engineer alchemist. A healing family archetype, a creative family archetype, and one that shares 2 families, the divine as well as the wisdom family archetype. And I gotta tell you, like, I can relate to this very easily, except I don't screw up the order they're in. So written on the card is the shadow attribute and the light attribute, forever young. Gee, I love that. Put that on my monument after I die, my memorial. I'd like a monument to. The shadow is the stuff you don't want to look at, you don't want to deal with. If you are looking at it, dealing with it, you don't want anybody else to know. If you see this in the world, then clear this in yourself. It's helping to heal the world. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, right? You could be dealing with somebody else who has it really dominant, but it's still in your energy field because there's alchemy there for you too. So the shadow, the lead, 3 atoms, I gotta say it every time, 3 atoms in between lead and gold on the periodic table. That's what we're using the Whispers of Lord Ganesh to remove those atoms. The last card down, and the companion shadow attribute. Betrayal by misusing confidences and loss of personal identity. That is murky for Pisces, ain't it? Right? Well, betraying and misusing confidences, like, what are confidences? Things that people tell you that you're not supposed to tell anybody. You put it in the vault. See, I'm under vows of confidentiality, blood vows to my gods. Well, these cords represent that and a lot, and more other cash and prizes. But loss of personal identity, I think, for empaths in particular. I'm a Sigma empath, apparently. Just found that shit out. 54 years old. It would have been nice to know that a little bit earlier in case I hadn't said it yet. Yeah, I know I don't look it. Thanks. But I didn't know I was a Sigma empath either. Shocker. So yeah, have I lost myself, my identity in different relationships, one-on-one companion? Sure I have. But not just the romantic, you know, and adolescents, teenagers, 20s. You snap out of it, because what you're shooting for here is loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. In your vocation, in your life calling to be a companion. Now look, It's also known as the sidekick, which doesn't thrill me personally, but I have the companion archetype for seasons. It comes and goes. You know, we have joy, we have fun, we have seasons in the sun, and then, let's move on, right? People come and go, like karma chameleons that they are. So, you know, in your life journey and that you're calling, really, you've probably worked a lot one-on-one with people, helped them. And again, this is not a romantic read, but the companion, we want that companion, particularly as you get older, right? I do it with cats. 3 black cat boys who I love. So let's talk about the engineer archetype, because it's not what you think. With archetypes, if you look at it dead on, you often miss it. You gotta come in at different angles. This is symbolism. The shadow attribute for the engineer for Pisces is a nightmare, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. Wow. Why don't I just tie myself on the train tracks and twirl my own mustache as the next one out of Babylon comes by? Long Island Railroad. So reliance on mechanistic solutions, yeah, you might need them every now and again. Sometimes you got to bite the bullet, but reliance on it without regard for emotional consequences, that's no bueno. Not for the heart, third eye crown dynamic of your career, your passion, your hunger, your thirst. The light attribute, ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Never thought I would ever have the engineer archetype until I started recording my stuff on video and editing it. And I'm an autodidact. I taught myself, and I have developed an ability to give creative energy a practical expression. I'm doing it right now. You're soaking in it. Talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas, right? That's big. That's big in a career, particularly if you're self-employed. Just gonna say personal. That's personal experience. Can we please talk about the Alchemist, though? We got a divine as well as a wisdom family archetype. You might have a foot in both with the Alchemist. The shadow attribute, misuse of power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. I'd blush if I still could. I can't. No, you know, I'm trained as a witch. I'm very well trained, right? You know, in the higher unity of it all, there's no difference between a blessing and a curse. I believe they call it blurs. Blurs first, blurs first. Walk into the room, blurs first. Yeah, we've all done it. We've all done it. And this is in the physical world. So this is like, you know, someone takes your parking spot and, you know, suddenly they're amphibian, you know, on Long Island. You take your chances. The light attribute, I think, is going to serve us much better. Transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom, so that base motive of wanting amphibia! Amphibia transmuto, right? Just point and shoot. Say it in Latin, apparently it always works. No, but you take that base motive and you go, okay, what's going on, right? There's got to be a practical solution here. I love this. I love this for us. I mean, the Alchemist, alchemy, the language of spiritual alchemy, I actually learned from a Carolyn Myss video on iPod when it first came up. I looked it up, 2001. I think the Foundations of Spiritual Alchemy or something like that. Genius. She's such a genius. So guess what? That's as much as we talk about these cards, but those are the skeleton, right? So we're going to add some meat to them, their archetypal 8th chakra bones with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. 3 of those face down, heart, third eye crown, the inner world, right? What's going on behind the scenes, behind your eyes. But this one is like these 3 cards are this level dominant. This one is this level dominant. You'll say you can crisscross and go back and forth, pin them on a wall with, you know, thumbtacks and different colored yarn, and, you know, go back and forth. And I have. Please take a nice deep breath. Forever young. Oh yeah, different vibe. Still point. Somewhere between dolphin and manta ray. As I call upon my beloved goddesses of water, the sign of Pisces, powers of the West, I love you, I love you, I love you. Please, 3 cards in clarity for the Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading in their work, career, vocation. In their work, they've got the Alchemist in the 8th. What's going on there? Oh, that was close. No cigar. They have the Alchemist, alchemizing from shadow, light, light to gold, paint to peace in their work, their first level of powers. This has to do with how they survive in the world. Not everybody gets paid in this level of power. I don't. I get paid in the second level of power. But what's going on there? And in the engineer in the 8th chakra for their career, second level of power, their passion, their hunger, their thirst. This is heart, third eye crown dominant. So please leave the right card in my hand. I'm getting so much better after all these decades of reading cards. Feeling when it's 2 cards, but it's a Pisces read, and like the Gemini read, anything that's double tends to keep doing that. So please, 1 card in clarity, heart, third eye crown, the world behind our eyes, engineer in the 8th, those emotional consequences there. Good. And the companion in their vocation, so warm and lovely, right? Selflessness and tenacity, and I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. Such a horrible show. Blessed be. I still thought Joey was hot. What do you got? What's going on under there for the Pisces Collective? Their life calling, right? Their vocation. The companion. I know I got a doula out there watching this video. What do you got for their heart, third eye crown? There you go. Yeah, Pisces doula. Sounds like a band or a drag name. I'm good with that. I hope you are too, sweetheart. I love you. All right, here we go. I know she just screamed. Her kids are probably like, "What, Mom?" So we got a companion here, life, healing, family, archetype, heart, third eye crown, a court card, the Gemini card, mutable air, probably a lot of communication. Very throat chakra dominant. When it's a court card on the inner, it can certainly be about your own astrological chart. Got any planets in Gemini? Have a look-see-ducksy, right? This is Hina, the Maiden of Blades, the Gemini card. Mutable air, changeable air, which for a Pisces, yes, is an astrological square, but you condense air, you get water. So this could be about creativity, confession, but feels very throat chakra. Could also be third eye dominant if there's a lot of ideas that you're kind of dealing with. And certainly with a companion, this could be out and out communication with people that you companion with. In terms of your life purpose, your career, the engineer with 10 of Pentacles on the inner. So you're sort of like beyond just like I forget what they call it in the unions. Are you a master? Is that what they call it, right? There's a tradesman, all those different levels, divine masculine hierarchies. Forgive me if I forget steps in the process. But this is the harvest, the 10 of Pentacles, inner wisdom brought to full harvest. You got this. This might be your leverage. I know, engineer. It's like, well, can't I paint for you? Dance, you can do whatever you want. Martha Graham yourself as long as you like. Oh, but maybe I have spoken too soon. This now makes a lot more sense. In your work, The Alchemist with the Emperor, Pan. Actually, because it's a feminist deck, they don't really overdo or really use that much patriarchal imagery in there. But this is Pan without the horns, which is cool. You do you. This is a combination of the Emperor card and the Hierophant card sort of as one. This is the divine masculine card. This is the boss. Like in terms of, well, when it's a major arcana card, the heart, third eye crown, it's all 4. Right? So you're in control. Your alchemy, your spiritual practice, I think is going to have a hell of a lot more to do with your work in the world than you realize. And up here, if you are doing it to kind of like express and learn and create all that Gemini stuff for the people you companion in your life, it'd be amazing. Ho'oponopono, just saying, might be helpful. And because you got all this wisdom, I don't even need to tell you, because you've got it inside of you, but you know you have it inside of you. You know, people don't realize like how much wisdom they garner in a single day just by living through it, right? And all we have to do is endure it. All we have to do is survive it at a certain level. Because the soul does what the soul does, right? But we are the heroic personality dealing with an ego. Yeah. Okay, love this on the inner. Let's look on the outer. Lower 3 chakra dynamics with the mythic tarot, the masculine energy, the yang force. Sounds like an anime waiting to happen. Lots of guys, one would think. Lower 3 chakra dynamics are relationships in the world. Root chakra, groups, tribes, circle of friends, 3 or more. It's a tribe. Your family, your starseed lineage, whatever you're into. Right, 3 or more. It's a tribe. Root chakra. Second chakra, one-on-one relationships as well as money, sex, power, and let's call it what it is, creativity. In the second chakra, let's get paid, right? If it's your work, career, vocation, you need to get paid. That's called balance. That's called health, right? Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise. And solar plexus, your relationship to yourself. Your self-image is a noun. Your self-esteem is a verb. Your honor code, your boundaries, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. Your gut that usually nobody else gets. When everybody else is feeling something else, your solar plexus is saying, wah, wah. That's self-esteem, and intuition is one. Please take a nice deep breath. Right, so stepping out, looking at yourself this way, or you looking out at a person, place, or thing. Still point. As I call upon my gods of water. Sign of Pisces, powers of the West. Some feels really, really good about this. Please, 3 cards face down for the Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in their work, career, vocation. They got an Alchemist in the 8th of their work with the Emperor on the inner. There's actualization and delegation in there, but they gotta do the alchemy. The Engineer in their career, which also sort of rhymes. 10 of Pentacles in the inner. That feels like an awful lot of leverage too. I wonder if all of them have that. Well, it's a general read. What's going on? Inside out, outside in, lower 3 chakra dynamic. In the Companion, that's so lovely. It feels so warm. My heart just goes, aww. The Companion in their vocation with the Gemini energy on the inner, right? Self-expression, 3rd house, communication. What's lower 3 chakra dynamic, outside in, inside out for the Pisces collective in this timeless contract read. So good. All right, I think you're gonna like it. Well, at least for the Tarot Town. Companion in the 8th, right? Gemini on the inner. Well, guess what? You got 6 of Swords on the outer. You're having the communication, or at least you're willing to, right? To communicate, to take the journey, the balanced, healthy 6 of Swords, conversational, mental journey from choppy water to smooth, right? This can be about counseling. This can be about just talking one-on-one with somebody with the Companion and really helping them across, or maybe they're helping you across, again, outside in, inside out, upside down. Thank you, Josie and the Pussycats. I think that was Josie and the Pussycats. Soundtracks tend to come back as you get older. Who knew? So yeah, no, that makes sense. That absolutely feels like an action that you can take, either to initiate. I think there might be an ongoing initiation. It's not the Ace of Swords, it's the 6. That could also be a process of study, right? Learning, whatever. But with that Gemini inside, there's definitely that mutable air of going from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing, like bees, right? Flower to flower to flower to flower to flower, bringing it back to the hive and making something completely ingenious out of it, which does kind of speak to the Engineer as well. Just saying. In the career, you got the Engineer in the 8th, Harvest, 10 of Pentacles on the inner, with good old-fashioned 3 of Wands on the outer. You may well be waiting for your ships to come in, but you have got the goods. Take the time. What are you loyal to? What are you willing to wait for? Solar plexus. I can feel that. Solar plexus. What are you willing to wait for? Because the solar plexus will tell you when it turns into a knot, it tells you you're violating your honor code usually. Right? It's personal power issue. It's not about anybody else. Yeah, they are the characters on the stage, but that has to do with you, your gut. So to really, how much are you willing to take? How long are you willing to wait? Or is this about loyalty in the world with people? Could be because you got the goods and you can come up with the solutions, particularly, your vocation, if it really is communicative, even if it's not to everybody in the world all at once, right? Then there really is a loyalty here. There could be a sifting and a selecting. Threes are initial foundations that you can build upon. Like, okay, I'm having a Boy Scout flashback. Yeah, I was a Boy Scout. Isn't that terrifying? Right? So you took the 3 Ps, you make the tripod, and put the thing in the middle, and make the fire go. I'm so glad they have long lighters now, right? You just go stand back, lightsaber that fucker. So love that. But here's your piece de resistance, which sounds horrible. Piece de resistance sounds so much better. You have the Alchemist in the 8th. You have got the Emperor on the inner, but you have got the Hanged Man. Very much a Pisces card. Prometheus bound, stole fire from the gods, and hung out for a bunch. But you know they let him out eventually. They did. Prometheus unbound, absolutely. He was a Titan too. He's one of them older ones. Those younger ones, those younger generations coming up. Yeah. Well, I'm glad he stole fire for us. It's so that humans wouldn't be dependent. But boy, what a sacrifice he had to make. And that's often what this card has to do with, is sacrifice. When it's a major arcana card, just like you got this one on the inner. It's heart, third eye crown. This is root, sacrum, solar plexus. This may very well be about surrendering some control here and doing some alchemy. Look, one of the modalities of spiritual alchemy that I do is shadow work. Maybe you've heard of it. Watch the 7 and 8 card draws. Well, they're 8 card draws now until they buy or let go of another deck. I don't think we're going to. The Hangman, there is often letting go of your personal point of view to see something from another place. Odin, Yggdrasil, 9 days, right? 9 days! 9 days! It's defending your life with Meryl Streep and, 9 days, right? Hung upside down, plucked out his eye to get that one, and he got a lot of cash and prizes for that. He got the runes, I think he got a boat out of it. It was like, let's make a deal, but keep your eye out for Odin. I love him. I'm allowed to have fun with him. He's a lot of fun, actually. You're Thor. The Hanged Man, hopefully a voluntary situation, or I guess that could also mean that things are at a little bit of a standstill in your physical work, and saying that if that is the case, if things are on pause, P-A-U-S-E, not P-A-W-S, silly fishy, then you have, with this 10 of Pentacles inside of you and the Emperor on the inner, you just need to kind of like talk to people, your companions here, perhaps for some support, so perhaps even to help them, but certainly with the ability to do that alchemy inside of you. That pause is probably there for a purpose. Stop looking for reasons. Carolyn Myss. Give up the need to know the reason why things happen the way they do. You know why? Because reason is a human thing. It's human logic. It has nothing to do with the divine, except they love watching what we think is going on, right? We're just one great big episodes of Three's Company going on. And apparently Marion Beaton, too. There's a lot of misunderstandings and overheard things. I guess that's an archetype in and of itself. I'd be the upstairs neighbor, Larry. That's who I would be. Yeah, you did, guys. Okay, let's move along. We're done with Tarot Town. Interesting cards. Only 2 major arcana. You know, we're not, but all in your first level of power. I would say this is a place you are going through that you will not be in forever. But you have the ability to do the alchemy. Yeah, so 3 Matt Kahn healing mantra cards. We're not doing them from the boogie book. Don't panic. These readings are long enough. Saving the boogie book for the whispers of Lord Ganesha at the end to remove these symbolic archetypal obstacles. So 1, 2, 3 will get you 1, 4 healing each one. Find your leverage. Work a little bit on each of them as you like, but then when you do all 3 of them together, it brings all 3. Woof. Because you only got 1 chakra system. That would be a lot to manage. It'd be a lot of crystals. Please take a nice deep breath. I'm having fun. I hope you are. Like if you are having fun. Breathe. You try doing this every day without having a good time. Dolphin. Still point. Yeah, okay. All right. right. I know Still Point Dolphin is a great name for a band. As I call upon the ascended masters of life purpose with the archetypal lenses of work, career, vocation as our focus, please, beloved ones. 3 mantras, 3 perfect mantras for the Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video and possibly giving this reading for their work. They've got the Alchemist in the 8th, they've got Pan, the Emperor Hierophant on the inner, and they've got the Hangman, Prometheus, lower 3 chakras. Full major arcana alignment in their first level of power for work. In their career, they've got the Engineer in the 8th. They've got 10 of Pentacles on the inner, 3 of Wands on the outer. It just feels like a solid, stable, sane, oh, there is a way of doing this. This is a common dilemma. What's going on, right? You got this. You just maybe haven't figured it out yet how you want to do it with that 3 of Wands, but you know you're going to do it. What's the perfect healing mantra for them, please? Thank you. And just one, yeah. And the companion in the 8th in their vocation with Gemini on the inner and 6 of Swords on the outer. There are conversations going on there, but now what about companioning with the divine? A god, a goddess, a guide, a master, a teacher, a god, goddess, a saint, angel, totem, or a healer there, in order to make this journey on their life, their life path in terms of their vocation. Perfect healing mantra to help them do that, please. For the Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and their Timeless Work, Career, Vocation read. Thank you so very much. Did you hear the pleading in my voice? So, without looking at these, first thing, one side of the card has the title of the mantra, the other side of the card has the mantra itself. So, in your work, you're exploring unity consciousness. Well, that just sort of goes with what I said about companioning with a guide. In your career, you're receiving elation. It's a great card. And in your work, you're awakening inspired action. Let me explain. So, 8th chakra, companion, right? Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Let's take this journey, 6 of Swords, as I explore unity consciousness, because I am one eternal light appearing as all. That's powerful. That is mystical, because it's the truth. We are one eternal light appearing as all. Yeah, even him. Yeah, even her. Yeah, even them. Sorry, I didn't write it that way, but I'm down in it. You're soaking in it. Just one of us here, right? So in terms of your companions that you're dealing with here, there is a wonderful unity-based conversation that it's happened to me so many times, where I was like, well, there is this place, and I go and I meet them and I, get a gig or something like that, just part of the plan. So there's something about the people that are probably nearest and dearest to you. Although in a corporate situation, that's called a partnership. Single ownership, I think that's what that's called. A dependent ownership, partnership, corporation, and then it goes quantum. S corporations, LLCs, EIO. So exploring unity consciousness, it's what we do anyway, Pisces. We're the 12th house. It's the collective unconscious. It's unity consciousness. At the core of that is the divine mind, the truth, the mother of all, gave birth to it all, the pregnant void, the nameless Tao, blah, blah, blah. They're all good. So looking here then at this engineer, I think you're going to like this a lot. Creative in you got a creative family archetype in the creative lane here, with Harvest, 10 of Pentacles on the inner, and you're just kind of hanging out there in that 3 of Wands, figuring shit out. But you're receiving elation. I'm born of infinite joy. Now, I think for my doula Pisces friend out there, that's an interesting play on words. Have fun with that and message me if you need to. I'm here. But there is definitely that thing of this wealth and excitement inside of you about your creativity. And yeah, you're dealing with perhaps some common dilemmas, right? Common dilemmas. Borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, whatever that might be in your creativity. But bringing the joy along with it, a little more dolphin, and I think that's why kind of this vibe for this reading feels more dolphin than manta ray, at the bottom of the ocean, the Mariana Trench, or that little thing with the light bulby head. No thanks. Been there, though. Been there. There's a portal to the underworld down there, but, you know, by the time the water pressure gets to you, you're already kind of dead. So let's talk about in the work. We got the Alchemist. I think this might be your leverage. Emperor on the inner, Hangman on the outer, which is kind of like, all right, I'm just gonna chill, I'm gonna surrender. All right, show me, show me, show me, show me, show me. Awakening, inspired action, because there's only what life is asking of me. It's only what life is asking of me. That's inspired action. Instead of me overthinking it, which I'm not really seeing here, or trying to over-control it inside, which may be going on. And because I get it, gotta pay the bills. Kids, gotta make sure kids, you know, and all of it, right? I get it. Whatever your gig is, you have the ability to alchemize this from shadow to light, lead to gold, and you think that's not going to have an effect on the finances of it? Of course it is. But if that's the only reason you're doing it, then what are you doing? You are misusing the power of spiritual practice. Right? The misuse of power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. If the law of attraction worked the way it was marketed, everyone would be rich, everyone would be later. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Why? Because the ego wants what it wants, and the soul's like, oh, darling, let's just align for the sake of alignment. And honestly, water signs have an easier time with that. We're not afraid of the deeper feelings, particularly not Pisces, into it. But this really, if you surrender the outcome on this, it's all right, I'm just going to alchemize because I can. In any way, shape, or form. Inner child work, energy tapping, whatever, because I think you have that wisdom inside of you. I really do with that Ten of Pentacles. You're born of infinite joy. Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now, so many other places, the Dalai Lama, the Buddha. Joy is our natural state, but it's covered up with patterns and ancestral this and that, and what happened to you in third grade, and, you know, all of that jazz, right? So to get that underneath all of that, it's like clouds covering the sun. The sun doesn't stop shining. Born of infinite joy here. You probably really enjoy what you do in your career, even if you got to work a day job. But if the day job ain't bringing in the money like you wanted to, maybe it's all part of one schemata like me, then you have the ability to do this by getting that there's only what life is asking of me. It takes weight off the shoulders. So instead of coming from memories and data and patterning and, well, this is what we do, this is how we do it. No. It's only what life is asking me. What is life asking of me right now? And honestly, I think what it's asking you to do is slow down, rest, and see things differently. You will get the inspired action to take. But do the alchemy. Because if you're doing it from fear, the seeds of defeat are sown within it. I didn't make that roll. It may take decades for that shit to show up, but it always does. Regimes, etc. So, really, really good. Really, really good. Well, one more card down. Oh, so just to clarify, because this is fun to do. I like doing this part. Right? So in your work, like I said, you're exploring unity consciousness in your vocation, receiving elation in your career, and awakening inspired action in your work. But to bring it all together, my work is, there is only what life is asking for me. I am born of infinite joy, and I am one eternal light appearing as all, which, yes, sounds very Southern California yogurt taco. I'm from New York. What do you want? I'm more Atlantean than Lemurian, although I've been there too. A lovely piece of property before it sank. Actually ripped out of the Earth's electromagnetic grid, which is a little bit more permanent. That shit don't rise. It's gone. Certainly, there is a lot that is available for you here to really manifest such wisdom into this world in very practical, creative ways. But that exploring the unity consciousness, the more you talk about this in a companionship context, your entire vocation, your life calling, which is a little bit different than the other two, in the sense that it involves something that is written within us that we cannot shake, right? It's just part of who we are, and you can have several, sure. That's why there are different archetypes that can pop up there. But if you take this journey and really communicate with people, you're going to be doing more for creating unity on this planet one-on-one than a bullhorn or a YouTube channel. Even if you're doing that too, great. But pick your companions and explore unity consciousness. I love this one because we are one eternal light appearing as all. Last read of the series, man. It's Pisces. I'm a Pisces moon. Makes sense. Lord Ganesh, you heard the deal. Elephant-headed Hindu god of success and prosperity, why not? But also the remover of obstacles, and in an alchemical sense, since you have the alchemy on the table, let's remove some obstacles. Such an honor to use this deck and tune to him so many times a day. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Last card down. As I call to the beloved Lord Ganesh, Lord Hindu god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles, please, beloved, one card, just one, in clarity for the Pisces collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, doing this reading, recording this video, please, one card in clarity to help us remove the obstacles in our work, career, vocation, fulfilling our life purpose, and healing the world and the collective unconscious to boot. Yeah, that's a lot. What is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your oracle message to help us do just that in this timeless work, career, vocation, reader, Reno? He's a lot of fun. Snuggly, too. Love him. It's his eye. You know, I heard that corn was as high as Lord Ganesh's eye. Understanding. Now I understand. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Let's go, I'm a night person. And yet I live stream every morning. Let's look at what Angela Hartfield, author of The Whispers of Lord Ganesh, card number 13, the Saint Tarot, don't freak out. Oh, I opened right to it. It's his eye. So cute. Please take a nice deep breath of the Ganesh understanding. Because I love him. Here we go. Card number 15. Understanding, Ganesh Transmit. Clear vision is the gift of seeing with not only your physical eyes, but also with your spiritual eyes. The eye of Ganesha symbolizes the state of grace that is reached through your willingness to do your spiritual work in this lifetime. Work. Literally use the word work. As you focus on your life lessons, you reclaim the true meaning of your being. You have the talent and determination to continue on this course before you. The eye holds the key to your higher consciousness and your gift of awareness. Look for the deeper meaning in ordinary experiences. Work on being more observant. Remember to live in balance with your physical and spiritual bodies. And is that not Gemini and that Six of Swords over here in the vocation lane? I kind of think it is. Take the time to look at your current circumstances from a different perspective. I don't know, hang upside down. You don't have to steal fire. You can just, have a friend hold your ankle. Free yourself from limiting thoughts and beliefs. You are receiving an opportunity to move beyond your past. Accept that the fear from the past, and accept that fear from the past, and even as you move forward, serves a greater purpose. The ineffable plan, which sometimes we see in hindsight, and we go, ow, location, location, location. Imagine yourself soaring above the current situation and gaining a greater perspective, a flying fish. It is your ability to rise above the conditions that will benefit you and assist you in flourishing. I'm going to say that's got to be the 8th chakra dynamic, right? But to have someone to talk to, but that could be companioning with the divine, angel, whoever. Ganesha asks that you give yourself permission to be free in order to attain the joy that is your heart's desire, because you are born of infinite joy. Well, I will be contemplating this one for a little while. It's a good thing I have it on video, huh? Aren't you glad you do too? Boom. So, we do this little thing here on the channel, if you're new, called a bless summation. It's a combination of a blessing and a summation. And we do them for real, all funsy onesies aside. Channel the energy through, whatever you want to call it, because it's how the Divine tells me to do it. So that's why I do it until they change it. It's not changing. Until they tell me to, at least. So at the end of that, I released the Pisces Collective, which is a little tricky because I'm part of it, by letting the full flipper experience, the full dolphin, the full goofy dolphin. You know, I don't know if they're those little, like, springy star things on their head that we used to wear in the 80s. You know, whatever. Faster than light. Here we go, flipper. Hang in there. I love this read, though. Please take it. Do you understand? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheons of the Divine, you better steer this one back home. Bring it into port. Here we go. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the Divine for the Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video and receiving this reading, may we be blessed with all that we need in our work, career, vocation. So, for example, in our vocation, we can be loyal, hold on to that tenacity and unselfishness as we gather information, communicate, think outside the box, mutable air the crap out of this thing, and take the mental journey, probably with somebody else. I doubt about somebody else, but maybe with somebody else, as we explore unity consciousness, because we are one eternal light appearing as all. And that takes understanding, not just a thought, it takes an experience to really get that, but we got to think outside the box to even approach it, right? And in our career, that we may activate this engineer and our ability to give creative energy a practical expression with a talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas, because we've got the goods. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, the wisdom, the harvest on the inside. We are not new at this, considering how many lifetimes we've been on this planet. Not so much the planet, it's the people, but Gaia, I love you. 3 of Wands on the outer. Maybe looking at our boundaries, solar plexus stuff. What are we willing, what are we not willing? We know what we want. We've taken a step towards it. We went from the 2 to the 3. But now what are we willing to wait for? And wait, how much? What do you want me to do? In order to understand that we are born of infinite joy, so that we can receive elation and come up with those practical solutions from a creative place. But that certainly takes understanding as well, and that in our work in the world, we can be the alchemist, transforming base motives and goals into golden wisdoms. Right? Nothing wrong with wanting the money, but get the greed, the gluttony, or the lead out of it, right? Get that lead out, and you can do that. We can do that with the Emperor on the inner, because we're internal beings, Pisces. Anyway, we totally might have mastery of our interior world here, there, and everywhere, at least for this reading, as we surrender and let go and see things differently. Literally, Ganesh called it out with that card of understanding. Awakening inspired, the inspired idea of, it's only when life is asking me, what are you asking for me? Sometimes it's take a nap, sometimes go have a Swiss mocha and celebrate those moments of your life. But more often than not, it is see things differently, feel what you gotta feel, heal what you gotta heal about what's going on in this world. And from that comes understanding. And certainly the eye of Ganesh is upon us, and in the most loving, compassionate, successful, and prosperous, obstacle-y removing way. So may we be blessed with all that we need in our work, career, vocation, to heal, to learn, to grow, to evolve, to be the best that we can be. Anchor paradise, planet Earth, whatever you want to call it, a better world, shifting our life purpose, our lives, our friends, our families, our work, career, vocation to more golden timelines, and taking planet Earth along with it, with a deeper understanding for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So motivating. And so it is. I loved that. That was fun. Did you love it? Did you like it? Were you triggered by it? There's nothing triggery in there, I would think. Then hit the like button, my fishies. Help the other fishies find it. There might be some lost dolphin out there that needs the vibe. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I'm a mystical artist. I know there are a lot of us, but you know, self-employment, I put these out when they're ready, and these I actually scheduled because there's a lot coming up this week. And one of them is that I'm going to have my 18, on the 18th, I'm 1 year on Patreon. Patreon.com/join the circle. You might actually be happening. You might be watching this after that goes down, I think. Whatever. Love it over there. Go check it out. And seriously, if you are a creative type, there's nothing like having people pay you once a month who really want what you have to serve, what you have to create. And, you know, I love it. I dig it. And we got a lot of Pisces over on Patreon. We absolutely do, of course. Fish of a feather school together. I love you. I love you. If you want a private reading, there's a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mel explains everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mel, but maybe you were afraid to ask. So don't be afraid. Click the link and find out I'm easy enough to book. Clients come first. That's how it works here at Drawing the Circle Productions. And just remember, most importantly, I love you. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you've been through, no matter where you're going, I love you. Hang in there. We're all in this together. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.